Hello, and welcome once again. J76NY here, and we are up to January 11th, 1862. We are about halfway through winter, and that means we need to start planning our spring offensive, which also means I'm going to have to reorganize my army into corps. Special thanks goes out to Grant Smith and Bramborough, sorry if I mispronounced that, for your help in guidance in building these corps. I really had no idea how to do it, and both of you provided very useful info, so I thank you for that. While we're at it, if you have not checked out Bramborough's Civil War series on Grand Tactician, head over to his channel and check that out. It's pretty good. If I can figure out a way to link to your channel at the end of this episode, I'll throw that up. If not, I could probably link to the playlist of your current campaign. So what I want to do here, I'm going to be creating two main armies, one in the east and one in the west. Kind of got it figured out what I want to do here in the east. I want Grant to be in charge of the army in the east. So first thing I have to do is to replace Grant with whoever happens to be available, which is this guy, Captain Slemmer. So you are now in charge of the Army of the Shenandoah and promoted about 5 steps past where you should be. So congratulations. Okay, so now, next is I have to form a new army unit, recruit a new army. I want to do that out of someplace close. I guess District of Columbia is about as close as it's going to get. So there we have Grant in the Army of Washington with 0 men. And then we need to transfer all of our eastern armies into Grant. So let's go through and start with McClellan. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Whether this works or turns into a complete mess. There we go. Alright, so Grant is now in charge of a corps. What I'm going to do for each corps that I build, I'm going to transfer all of my eastern armies under Grant. I'm going to fold the brigades into one another so I can get as close to 2,500 as I can. He's still pretty high up there, so 1,700 into... There we go. There's that. Now, the way I'm going to form my divisions is I'm going to have 5 divisions of infantry per corps, 1 division of cavalry per corps, and my artillery units, I'm going to have 3 brigades or batteries of artillery per division. So each division is going to have, each corps is going to have 5 infantry, 1 cavalry. Each division is going to have 5 infantry and, well, we'll go with 2 batteries of artillery. So we're going to start with 1st Division. We're going to start recruiting infantry. We'll recruit you directly from Maryland. We'll do 2,250. Then we're going to upgrade your weapons. We'll give you the Lorenz. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 1 more infantry battalion. We'll get you from Massachusetts. Okay, there's that. And then we're going to add another artillery brigade. We can do that from right from Maryland. Okay, so there's my 5 infantry brigades and 2 artillery battalions in 1st Division. Now cavalry, we've got 4 cavalry brigades here, so we're going to add a cavalry brigade, and we can do that out of someplace close, maybe Pennsylvania. Okay, cavalry. We'll go with 1,250 on the cavalry brigades. So there's the 5 brigades of cavalry right there. So that's basically what I'm going to do for all of my corps. Once I get them all formed up into one army here, we will add all the required units that I want, or that I can, before I run out of people or my credit goes to shit. But I'm not going to make you guys sit through and watch that. One thing I do want to do is transfer the rest of our Eastern armies over to Grant. Okay, so there's 1st Corps, 2nd Corps, Third Corps, and I have to do something about Slemmer there. Alright, so I do want to... Let's get rid of this if we can. Army of Washington, Grant. Alright, I'm pretty sure I'm done transferring here. Just make sure. Army of New York is pretty sound on its own. I don't know where I'm going to put them. And the Army of Ohio is my first failed attempt at making a corps. This might actually be a corps. It is. For all I know, the Army of New York is a corps too. Yep. Well, apparently we'll have an extra army out here that we can add units to. Let's see, Army of Washington. I'm going to rename everything, but I'm going to do that off camera because I've got my hotkeys set for recording on OBS, and I did have to redo this because I started renaming things and it double paused it and muted the mic, so it was a big mess. Anyway, I reloaded the save, and now under Grant we are going to have quite a sizable force of 127,000 men. That's massive. I don't think he needs any more men, but I'm going to rename the Army of Washington the Army Group East with 1st Corps, 2nd Corps, and so on. Now we have to move out to the west and see what we can do out there. Department of the West. We've got the Department of the West, the Army of the West, the Department of Pennsylvania, and up here we've got the Army of Ohio. That's still forming up. So this may be my Army Group West here, these 4 units. 5 if you count this massive Army of New York, but I could always just leave them on their own and rename them as Scott's Corps. Why not? He's pretty sizable, so I may just leave him alone. But we are going to make another army out here. So let's create a new army. I guess we'll do that out of Wisconsin. It's the Army of Minnesota. And we are going to transfer the Department of the West, the Department of Pennsylvania, and the Army of the West into what is going to be Army Group West. See how many men he has. Almost 60,000. So if I wanted it to be equal numbers out west, I would add the Army of New York to this too, and I'd bring them up to almost 100,000. So what we need to do here is we need to little known, venturous, distinguished, mediocre administrator. Find ourselves a army commander. He's a renowned, passive, foreseeable. I don't really want. Here's Heinzelman. Rising star, passive, skilled, foreseeable. It's going to take a lot of work to get all of these guys up to speed. Thomas Sherman. I don't want you. I could have swore I had William Sherman out here somewhere. Oh, it's just kind of hard to move around here. I got horse artillery somehow. Not sure how. Okay, so he is missing in action. Got to be out here somewhere. But I could find him off camera. Basically, I'm going to do the same thing with the Army Group West, except maybe 4 infantry and 2 artillery per division, with 4 divisions per corps. But I do want to replace, he's got backwards leadership. That's impressive. Tempted to make Patterson the corps commander, or the army commander. See if I can find William Tecumseh Sherman. Legendary, venturous, liked, mediocre, unpredictable. I could always give Heinzelman the army, because there's a Heinzelman's barbecue pit out here near where I live that's really good. You know, that's probably not the best way to decide the commander of your army, but whatever. Let's just go see who we have available. Nobody. Damn, damn, damn. Alright, well, I'm not going to make you guys sit through all this. You know my main plan, and that is what I'm going to be working on when I come back. I'll have all of my armies and my corps built up to where I want them, and we can go from there. My strategy going forward is to kind of methodically move south, keep each corps in range of each other so that they can support each other in battles. I'm going to start taking these forts along the way. If I can find any of them. I think this is one right here. Or Peabody Garrison, yep. So what I'm going to work on is just moving south with these guys here. Over in the west, I'm going to move south with them and work on the cut the Confederacy in half victory condition, which we have to hold Memphis, Vicksburg, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, all before 1864, which I don't think is going to be a problem. Their national morale is already down to 49%. If they get down below, I think, 25%, they will sue for peace. So, one way or another, we are going to win this. And probably win it in a very sizable margin of victory here. I was 217,000 men fielded versus their 72,000. But anyway, I will get back to you when I have my armies built and I have something to show you. Okay, so here is what I managed to come up with. Army Group East with the commander of Ulysses S. Grant, 174,450 men with 343 guns. We'll go into the army real quick. I did kind of make a hash out of McDowell's corps here, trying to move units around. So we've got a bunch of commanders with no troops. What I'm probably going to end up doing is just adding a couple of brigades to them. See, we've got a few over here as well. I'm going to add a couple of brigades to these guys just to bring them up to where they have actually some units in them. So I'm going to do this auto thing here. We'll add 3. Brigades of infantry and 1 brigade of artillery. Now I'll start with him. There we go. Eventually I'm going to run out of troops. Oh, it looks like I just ran out of... Alright, well, I guess that's an artillery battalion here. We'll just skip that for now. Okay. So apparently I don't have enough units left to add anyone to it. Let's check here. We've got 19,000, so we still do have some troops left. I guess I could bump this down a little bit to the lowest level. Then reduce that. See if we can get, nope. Hang on a second here. I gotta tell you, this was, kind of a pain in the ass to do. Took me the better part of my morning to throw this all together. I also changed some commanders around. Don Carlos Buell. We've got Sheridan in charge of a division now. We'll add... alright. So we'll bump that down by 1 and see if we can add 2. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so we have a division of a couple of artillery brigades here. But in Army Group East, 4th Corps, under the command of Joshua L. Chamberlain. 3rd Corps is under the command of Joseph Hooker. 2nd Corps, Irving McDowell. And 1st Corps is McClellan. We got Winfield Scott Hancock here. Managed to find just about everybody that I had intended to add to these armies here. The readiness sucks right now just because they've got a whole bunch of troops on their way. Army Group Commander is on his way down from Washington to set up base in Richmond over here. We've got the Army of the Ohio, which is just a corps up here still. I did end up adding the Army of New York to Army Group West, which now has 114,570 men under the command of William T. Sherman. He's up in St. Paul, Minnesota, is going to be making his way by train down to the front lines. In the Army Group West, we have 1st Corps under William Harney. 2nd Corps under Robert Patterson. Harney has 29,000. Patterson has 27,000. Charles W. Sanford in the 3rd Corps has 26,000 men. And 4th Corps is Winfield Scott, the old Army of New York. Didn't really have to do much to him, just added him to this army. And now we have our corps. So going forward right now, 3rd Corps is on its way down to Memphis, where they're going to face off against the Missouri State Guard and the Western Army. I'm not going to change the orders to him. I'm just going to have him go down there. 1st Corps is holding position here. I think they just got out of battle with them. 2nd Corps under Robert Patterson is holding position up here. Now, what I want to do for these guys out in the west is work on, like I said, the victory condition of cutting the Confederacy in half, which is Memphis, Vicksburg, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans. So we're going to be probably swinging Army Group West a little bit to the west like this, with Army Group East focused on coming down the eastern seaboard. And at some point we're probably going to meet up with them. If the campaign lasts that long, I'm going to probably use one of my corps to take Norfolk and assault this fort. Then we'll move into North Carolina. And it's going to be a slow, methodical approach. I'm going to build supply depots as we go. Focus on policies. It's only January, so we have a little bit to go before the winter's over, and we can move at our speed. Legal blockade in 22 days. What I'm probably going to do after that is quite possibly print notes 2 or the Tariff Act. Although if we look, European intervention is up to 41%. I may have to take that into consideration when I pick my policies. I really don't want the Europeans to get involved in this at this point. I know that in another playthrough I was watching, the player was playing as the Confederates, and he actually managed to secure European intervention, and the Union invaded Canada through here. So I can imagine that if Europe were to intervene in my campaign here, we would probably have to do something about defending New York or any of these northern states, which is not really what I want to focus on right now. So I'm going to get the clock started, work on my policies. If anything of note happens going forward, I will get back to you, but I am more focused on getting through to the spring than any type of combat right now. Get our forces up to their combat readiness so that when spring hits and our movement's not hindered by shitty winter weather, we will be able to move and put a plan into place. Okay, so we are into the months of April of 1862. It's not listing us as being in winter quarters anymore. One thing I forgot to do, slight oversight on my part, is get the 4th Corps of the Army Group West moving out there, so they're still hanging out up in Pittsburgh. They're going to head down, and then we can start our push south. Actually, I'm probably going to start that a little sooner than later. We've got the city of Memphis now under our control. The only one we really have to deal with is the Missouri State Guard out here, plus the Florida State Militia over here with these 3, 17,000, 42,000. That's the Army of Alabama. Let's see if we can get this to... So we'll just go with about 42,000. We do have forces to deal with them up here. We did take the supply depot. We're going to start upgrading it. So 30,000 in 2nd Corps, 35,000 in 1st Corps. I'm going to leave 3rd Corps over here to deal with them. Whatever else happens to pop up over there. There's the Western Army. Then if we move back over to the east, my plan's to move into Norfolk. But the first thing that we have to do is deal with these surrounded units here. He looks like he's already starting to head up. So what we're going to do, Grant has a perk. So let's... let's give him flying columns. Okay, 3rd Corps, I want you to come over and deal with this situation here. 1st Corps, we're going to have you come up and link up with Chamberlain and the 4th Corps and deal with this mess down here. We've got 54,000 and 56,000, so we've got almost 100,000. That's going to be moving in, plus 130,000 against this whole unit here. So that is the plan for spring. If we take a look at the overall strategy, their national morale is down by 49, but they went on a wild recruitment drive. They've got over 100,000 more men than they did at the beginning of the episode. So we still got them pretty highly outnumbered, but they are building their forces up. So that's something we're going to have to deal with. After we deal with this mess right here, into Norfolk we go, and into the south, where we've got 50,000 in the Army of North Carolina waiting for us, and 11,000 in the Army of East Tennessee. So that's going to be for a future episode. 30,000, we're going to bring you over to Knoxville to deal with him. Shouldn't take very long for your orders to get there, considering your Army Group Commander is right here. But apparently it's going to take 4 hours and 56 minutes. So in the next episode, our spring offensive begins, and we'll see if we can win this by the end of 1862. Anyway, if you like the episode, hit that like button. If you are new and would like to follow along through the second spring and summer of the American Civil War as we play as the Union, hit the subscribe. Leave your thoughts, tips, and advice in the comments below. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, if I can figure out how to link to Bramboro's either channel, playlist, or first video of his newest campaign on this game, I'm going to do that right there. And you should check that out. It's pretty good. He's a pretty good tactician. So anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Not a lot of action, none whatsoever, but it is the winter, so sometimes that's to be expected. And I wanted to give you guys an idea of what you have to look forward to as we move into the spring. J76NY saying thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a very good day.